There. Yep.
Okay.
Go there.
Oh, wait.
No,
No, okay.
go from there. All right, ready? Here we go. Draw a card, any card.
No,
Perfect, thank you. Alex, draw a card, any card.
We're gonna win.
How are you?
Thank you. All right, group up. Get in the group, one group, two groups.
Oh.
This is our whole group right here.
You're going down.
Prove it.
We got a big group. I think she's right around Alan. Okay.
All right, you ready for this?
Here we go.
Here we go, here's your scenario. Question is, why do I need an agent if I'm buying new construction? Right? Start with, here's your lead in. Sean, Jelena.
Yes.
Jelena, Sean. All right, ready? Why do I need an agent if I'm buying new construction? Your lead-in question is, could it be possible? Could it be possible to get going, kind of gather up, get your ammo ready, then we're gonna go back and forth? Okay? So you gotta be able to talk to each other. In your answer, you must have, could it be possible? In your response, could it be possible? Why do I need an agent if I'm buying new construction? Could it be possible?
Like buy down. Question. Negotiate and like buying down the rate with their company lender or whatever. Let's go to
Could be possible.
We do start with, could it be possible? You have to say.
Could it be possible?
We don't know.
Think
So the
somebody-
thing about.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start at this side. If you cannot say the same answer the last team just said, ready? Why do I need an agent if I'm buying new construction?
Could it be possible?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, yeah.
You're confident. All right, together. Let's go. You got it. Go. Come on, you got it. Confidence. Could it be possible? I'm watching Suits right now. Anyone watch Suits? It's confident, right? Confidence is a thing. Could it be possible? I know the answer. I just have to say it.
Could it be
If you're not saying
possible
something,
that
I'm
we
gonna
don't
say
know
something.
anything about new
Could
construction?
it be possible you don't know anything about new construction? Next. Could it be possible?
It'd be possible that you have questions about the contract.
Could it be possible you have a question about contracts?
Could it be possible that you are not being represented?
That's right. Could it be, okay, interest question. Could it be possible you're not, your best interests aren't being represented? Could it be possible? Why do I'm buying new construction? Why do I have to work with an agent? 4, 3.
Possible that the quality you think is good is actually not good.
Okay, good.
Could it be possible that the builder is gonna tell you you don't need an inspection because it's a brand new home, but actually many things come up in inspection with the new.
Perfect. Good. I was shortening it, but perfect.
I like to example.
Could it be possible?
It'd be possible that the builder won't bring up buying down rates.
Could it be possible there's a question about the rates? Could it be possible? Perfect. Just perfect. Good. Great. See? Next.
The builder could take advantage of you.
Right, we heard that already, right? No, not, we asked best interest, we didn't ask take advantage of you, okay, we'll give that to you this side.
Could it be possible there are more options available to you than what they're presenting?
Could it be possible that an older home is actually built better than a newer home?
Okay,
Could it be possible that new construction might not be for you?
That's right.
That it's important to understand that this is a long drawn out process and a lot of coordination will have to happen.
we're tied right now, come on, someone ask one us away.
Could it be possible that maybe the finishes you thought you were getting, you didn't?
Could it be possible? Ding, 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 ding. 1 point. All right, this time you guys get to pick the black card.
Where did we win?
You win a high five. Okay. They have more. But look at these heavy hitters over here. You guys are all heavy hitters. All right, get in there, Jacob. You gotta. We're doing some questions. Hop in there, put your input. I'll tell you exactly. I won't lead you astray. Here's the thing. Oh yeah, what is it?
What do you understand? Do you understand?
Okay, here we go.
No,
What do you understand is in your response.
Sure, I was missing.
What do you understand is in your response. The question is,
Didn't mean to scare you.
get over there. They're gonna need you. But you can't be. You gotta sit over there. Get in that group.
Get in that group, get over there.
I even put the
All
other.
right.
There you go.
Are you ready?
I put the other on.
Can I just tell you something about Milton?
Well, no.
He is a guy that practices all the time, and someday he's going to open that up and share that, not just his results, we'll see, but we're going to share here what he does, why he stands, why he doesn't text, why he calls, all those different things. There's a lot of value in that guy that I'm just waiting to come out.
Wait.
All right, ready? Here we go. Remember, what do you understand is the response. You must have that in yours. My relative / friend is a real estate agent.
What was the response?
What do you understand? What do you understand? Ready? This one's kind of weird, but here we go. You guys get started off. You kick us off this time. You have about 30 seconds to talk as a group.
Their area of expertise.
What do you understand about?
What do you understand about what
Yeah.
happens to your
the relationship?
relationship?
What do you
if the home
understand how much
doesn't sell?
experience they have?
Told you.
I don't know how you.
What do you understand about their marketing
How
plan and the way
complicated
they
things
would
can be with
showcase you? Versus the way I.
Oh,
John's like,
You're
yeah.
gonna ask them for a discount.
Actually,
Do you understand?
I know it's the negotiating.
When it comes to.
I would-
Something
I would-
like that.
All right, here we go. Ready? This could be very short. This could be fast. Bill, you gotta come on this side. Okay. All right.
Get over to the.
All right.
hey, I don't know if I like Billy in our. It's kind of got to yell.
All right.
You're welcome over here.
I'm a friend or a family or a friend that is a real estate agent. I don't want to work with you. I have a family, or I have someone that's helping me. A friend or family is my agent. Your lead in is what do you understand? Ready? Go.
Well, what do you understand about their experience?
Okay. Next.
Understand about neighborhood.
Okay. Next.
What do you understand
We wrote
about
it down.
a complicated transaction and working with family?
Okay. Next.
What do you understand about their marketing plan versus the way I would market and showcase your?
Perfect. Great. I like it. Next.
What do you understand about negotiating fees with family?
Like it.
What do you understand about their financials? Do you want them to do yours?
What do you understand about what happens in a relationship?
Oh, I like it.
What do you understand about the process of selling a home?
Yeah, what do you understand what's possible to buy or sell a home? Okay.
That's good, that's good.
What do you understand?
About the area that they are from and where they're most experienced selling.
What do you understand about your friend's work ethic?
What do you understand about their work ethic?
Well, first of all, it's not a friend, it's family, so I think they lose.
Oh, it's both friend or family. Doing the question. Yes.
Oh.
I thought I had to.
3, 2,
You got it?
1.
I promise. All right, I'm.
All right.
We're all
Here we go.
now.
Right around, double or nothing.
Everyone else feel like they repeat.
All right, what do we got?
Not the same person can respond. How about that?
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
All right, you cannot speak more than once in the round. If you do, the point automatically goes to the other team.
Can't write it down.
You can write it down.
Can't write it.
Yeah, prep is good.
Chris is just writing her stuff.
Here you go. Oh, I did it again.
I drew last.
Who did draw you? Okay, you can show that to me. You don't have to keep it that last time. What is your experience? What is your experience?
I don't like the what is.
What is that?
What is your experience? We want to finish the improvements before we meet with you. We want to finish the improvements before we meet with you. In your response, you must have, what is your experience? Look at that, Billy's just sitting back there, I'm ready, let's go. What you receive is, we want to finish the improvements before we meet with you. In your response, what is your experience? All right, ready? Go together. You have like 30 seconds.
Help with that experience, knowing what buyers.
One's your experience, like contractors, one's your experience, but
Right.
What is your experience with the timeline to?
Today's colors.
Colors.
Sell the most.
What is it? Even what is?
All right, ready?
What is your?
Here we go, we're starting on this side. This side, ready, go. Yep,
What is your experience with the timeline to up to for listing?
okay, what's your experience with timeline?
What is your experience knowing what projects are the best return investment?
Perfect. 3,
What are your experience with the best colors for most sale value?
perfect. What are your experience with colors?
Big experience making sure you select a trustworthy contractor.
Perfect,
What is your experience pulling permits?
perfect.
What is your experience making sure you get?
Haven't made a.
Be a tough one.
All right, here we go. It looks like there's a big 3-0 on the board. It doesn't have to end that way. In my hands, I have lots of cards. I'm gonna say, this side, then 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 this side. If you get stuck, other team gets a point. Okay? We'll know if you're stuck.
Are there any new stupid rules that I?
If you paid attention, they're not stupid. It's just your lack of attention.
And now? Twice now?
What's that?
Can we talk twice now?
You wanna talk twice? Oh, yeah. No, you're eliminated. You're eliminated once you answer this. Okay? Here you go. Here are the objections. Ready? This side. Here we go. Why didn't you show my home when we had it on the market?
Or did you or didn't you?
3, 2.
Are we answering?
Yeah, so here's what happens.
Whatever phrase we want.
What's that?
No
Any phrase you want.
Oh.
Here's my question to you.
Okay.
The question, this is an objection, okay? These objections, I'm not telling you where they're from. You can take a moment to go, okay, this is from that person. This might be from an expired, right? You're gonna reach out and get an expired. Okay?
What is the question again?
No, well, I won't give you a point, but I want to see the quick response. We'll go here too. Why didn't you show my home when we had it on the market?
When I showed up, you were in the shower.
Okay.
We're done, no, we leave.
So now we have an ethics concern and how did you get in the house? All right, what did you guys have? Why didn't you show my home when we had it on the market?
I didn't know it was available.
Okay, I didn't know it's available.
As we discussed, your last agent didn't market it and it was priced too high.
Okay, maybe the price, yeah.
I didn't have a buyer that fit the profile.
I didn't have a buyer that fit the profile, okay? marketing wasn't good enough to come across my desk. Right. All right, next one, ready?
Did someone say that?
You did.
Can I can't talk. Or now I can talk
Yeah,
again.
hard, now you can talk again. All right, here we go.
Want that, we want that.
Okay, we'll give you a point. Multitasking sometimes, bro. Here we go. All right, we're gonna do this differently.
Okay.
Everyone's sitting, right? When you are ready, now here's how we're gonna do it. I will read a card. If you have the answer, you have to stand up and give your objections. No, you just have to be up. Yeah, you don't have to stand one, Lee. It's good. Okay, so everyone in operating position. This way I can give you a more clue on the front end. You are calling your sphere, or you're making phone calls. You're doing some reach out. You connect with someone on the phone, and they say to you, "Call me in a few weeks." Go ahead, Joanna.
That sounds great. I'll check in with you soon. Nobody else stood up.
Okay, would you like to go, Shane, or go, Tony?
Oh,
Tony, yes. Sorry, Tony.
Shane.
I've been looking for your partner all over, by the way. Go ahead.
So you said you wanted me to call you in 3 weeks. What is it that's important for us to discuss?
Love that. I love that, by the way.
And if I missed anything, what might happen in between now and then?
That was not right. Neil?
Go ahead, Leo.
Sounds great, let's set a date.
Let's set a date.
We just
Jelena,
listed with somebody.
Jelena's confident and knows I like her a lot, so we're gonna pick on Jelena's response. What's the challenge with Jelena's response?
Action item.
Great, it's, okay, that sounds great, right? Now, I haven't learned anything, I haven't asked a question, I don't know why I'm calling the next time, I don't know any of that. And yet, I know from someone that makes calls sometimes, that that's like the, oh, I talked to you, okay, yep, sounds good. And then the next time I have to try that person back, 3 weeks later, I'm like, if I would have just had a longer, like, asked a question before, that would have been better. All right, well, ready? You're in a listing appointment. Everyone knows that commissions are negotiable, and you get this question. Will you lower your commission? Go
Tell me
ahead.
what about prices?
Tell me what about price is important to you. Good, you guys get a point. You guys just have to be faster. All right, it's just.
Oh, I thought they were going first.
No, it's just stand up.
Oh.
Stand up. This is
Okay.
rapid. Everyone gets the same chance.
We're all-
All right, here you go. Listing appointment.
Yeah.
There is structure. There's a lot. Listing, you're at a listing appointment.
Okay.
You're at a listing appointment. You get the response. Are you ready? Everyone knows what you're doing?
Yeah.
If you have it, you're gonna stand up, right? You're gonna be ready. You're gonna be ready to go. If it's a bad answer, I'll ant it, and then the other team gets a point. So don't just stand up when you're not ready. Here we go. Ready? We're going to have to think about it. Go.
What is it important that you think?
Oh, that's actually great. All right, pretend there's points on the board. All right. Here you go. You're lead generating. You're calling expireds. You're connecting with expireds or canceled, or not canceled, but expireds. And you get this comment. We're going to stay with our last agent. Go ahead, Bethany. Oh, this time.
What are they gonna do differently this time around that they didn't do last time?
Perfect. Good question. That's interesting. What's going to do this time that they did last time? All right. You're at a listing appointment. Ready? Another agent said they could get us more money. Go ahead. You're up, Brahma. Sorry, Chris.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Go, Brahma. Okay, go this side. You have it?
Got it, you got it. Repeat it.
Do you have it?
Repeat.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, I got it. If I could show you that your net, earnings are the same as the other agent, would you be willing to sign right now?
Gotcha. Okay, would you be willing to sign? Well, one I like on that one is, oh, that's interesting. Did they bring you an offer? Right? They're gonna get you more money. Oh, this is interesting. They're
Are
bringing-
you gonna put points on the board or what's happening?
No, we're ignoring those. I guess people in your head, I know there's competitive people in here that know if you're winning or losing. Here we go. We are at a listing appointment. These are your clients. Here they said, we're not gonna make any home repairs. Chris,
Okay, are you comfortable listing it at this price point then?
did you guys like that? Here you go. We have more meeting. I wanna get through these, but we have more. We wanna find our next house before we sell this one.
Was it?
Say it
I'm
again,
sorry.
sorry.
We wanna find our next home before we sell this one.
Okay, are you in a financial position in which that will work for you?
Yeah, gotcha. You guys like that?
You wanna get through all of those?
I have like 5 left. Here we go.
Keep it going on.
How's the market?
Ooh, absolutely fantastic. Why do you?
Why do you
ask?
ask? Love it. Nice. If you need to sell. Hey, you're at a listing appointment. You're trying to go through different things. My home is better than the comps you use and deserves a higher price.
That's awesome. Can you show me why?
Okay, I like that. Tony, your teammate is questioning that one. He almost gave you an hand. Tony, why would you?
Well, why is a little combative and it puts people on edge, so it puts them on the defensive. So, you know, when we look through all these comps, I would start to explain why they're different and what's different. And I would say, well, you know, when you're looking through a house, they're seeing this, just show the examples, and then they would come back and say reason why they need to reduce the price and bring it down. But it's a longer explanation. You gotta lead them into seeing the examples and then ask a question for that specific.
What I love about that is Simon Sinek says, start with why, right? It's a powerful question for yourself. But when you ask someone why, you put them in a defensive spot and they now have to defend the reason that they came up to this spot versus getting on the same.
Now you're an adversary. You need to get on the same page with them and move together in the same direction.
All right, next question. What did you ask?
His response.
Houses that you sold.
That's a good question. Good question. All right. Ready? I would, but the rates are too high. Why not?
What about the rates are important to you? Is it your monthly payment? Does it make sense to buy now instead of later because?
Okay, why are the rates? Rates are important to you. You guys like that question? All right, the other agent is going to charge a flat fee. Are you able to do a flat fee?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's say, are you up?
Oh, you go.
Oh, you have to.
Oh my God, I want to hear both the answers.
Yeah, that is possible, but I would also like to offer 3 different tiers. And at those tiers, this is what we can offer.
Too complicated. They want to say yes already to the flat fee, just make it 4% equivalent to this side of 4%.
Yeah.
They want to say yes
We
already.
can always figure out our percentage ourselves, right? Sure, I'll probably charge you a flat fee. Right? Here's what we're in.
Yes, yes. Are you ready to sign? I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I like that you stood up.
You guys just do
And
a
we got-
percentage and then just write it in as a flat fee?
Doesn't matter. I mean, if
It's in
that's
your
what,
head.
that's what the buyer or the seller wants, just give them what they want. Just change the structure.
Wouldn't you agree though, if the seller's asking for a flat fee, they're expecting a lower dollar amount? So if you do
Of
some
course
fast,
they are, but
so if you do some fast math and you say, sure, I'll sell it for $20,000, now they're gonna be like, oh, well, that's actually this percent, I don't wanna. Then you have to go into the next script, which I would then say, so I'm curious, if that agent isn't willing to negotiate for themselves, how great do you think they're gonna be at negotiating for you?
Can I tell you what I love about standing up here and listening to your answers? It's like the same answers from, although it's 5 years later, the answers are the same, right? It's asking more questions. It's figuring out, what about that's important to you? The market's great. Why do you ask? You know, it's just that next spot. And if we train, that's why I'm shooting all these out. If we train our brain, we're always ready for a response. We know that we say and instead of but. We know that we say why. We don't say why, but we say, what about that's important to you? How would you feel if that were the case? What would it be like to be in those different spots? Okay, here's another question. I'm changing it. Ready? We'll list after the election.
What if you knew that your greatest advantage was right now when the market's depressed and buyers, they are, but.
Hiding in the rain.
So say it again. What if you
I
knew?
just said, what if you knew it's actually to your advantage to be a buyer now when people are all on hold? And then rates actually drop
What do they think is gonna change after the election?
a lot. Like, we're gonna be less anxious. We're gonna be like, it is an emotional disaster out there. I mean, it's crazy.
Say that historically prices go up after every election besides 2008.
That was like team meeting. We went through all that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Last one. Ready? This is a not yet client who's looking to buy a house. Here's your thing. I don't want to commit to working just with you. Have to sign with an agent. See how. Okay, is that true? You have to sign with an agent to see houses? Not quite true, right? So you have to have some kind of a touring agreement or whatever. It doesn't have to be exclusive, so there's exclusive and non-exclusive. So this time they're asking simply for the exclusive part. They say, I want to work with you, but I want to work with that person as well. I want to work with that person as well. Got it?
At the moment, I don't have a problem with that. Why don't we go out and take a look at these two homes that you've identified, and then let's talk a little bit more about it after. Because I want to get with that client in a house, and that's all it'll take for any of us, right? Just get in that house, show them what they can like of you, and then you better be better than everyone else. No,
You can do it touring.
No, touring guide. Yeah, it's just a.
Yeah. Showing everything.
Let's go.
We're gonna have to take that part out of this.
That's right.
There's like, I was thinking, yeah.
No one heard it, right? It's not worth repeating. All right, hey, you guys ready for this? Welcome up Candy, give her a high.
Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for playing. That was fun. Thanks. That was fun. And now we're all warmed up, so tell me something good.
Two really things that I was grateful for from two other realtors that worked with me this last week. Chris, knew that I was selling a house on Christmas Lake. And so he actually had a friend of his, with laser cut or laser design, or you did it? He didn't realize that, cut super cool coasters out of slate, that have Christmas Lake on it. And I actually was able to get 4 of them to my client and then have them available during the open house. It's really cool. So that was neat.
Nice.
And Maureen, I tried to help my business partner out and it kind of backfired. So she wasn't available. And so I went to Maureen and said, can you please help me at our first open house of this big $4 million property, which stresses me out in general. And so she was absolutely amazing. There's no way I could have talked to all the people there by myself. So that was extremely helpful. She did a ton of research before. So it was just really, really helpful to have someone else there. So thank you.
She's not here, but Kami asked, and I got the opportunity to baptize her kids. Oh, that was such a cool thing. So that will be a high for a long time. That was awesome.
What lake were you in?
Minnetonka.
Holy water over there. Yeah, that's good.
Probably.
Yeah, there is a good.
It's not online. Post it online.
We have our big client appreciation party coming up Saturday, and Jess has been working her tail off that. We have 600 clients that are coming Saturday.
Wow, nice.
They're excited and tired.
Yeah.
What are you doing for your event?
It's the park.
So we have 3 food trucks, 14 photographers, $8,000 in sponsorship.
That's really the way that we can make this work. So your vendor partners are super important.
Let's keep going, because we're on time crunch now.
So did you have one, Jess? Yeah, I just wanted, she's not here, but sometimes she watches the recording. Kimberly on her team has been on absolute fire recently. She put 9 pendings currently, and she's put 6 listings on in the last couple weeks. So if you see her around, give her a pat on the back. She's exhausted, but she's doing a really great work.
Cool.
I've got one more because John and other KW leaders were sponsors for the MAR Gala last week. And I believe the numbers came in where over $120,000 was raised for local nonprofits in the Twin Cities that help the homeless. So it was just really cool to see our office represented there and Heather there, which was great. So it was a fun night.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna show this real quick. Can you believe we have like 1 week left of September? That's crazy. But next week we do have postcards. Courtney and I are hosting that class. You can come learn how to do those on command or Canva. So that is hands-on. Hopefully you leave that class with your templates ready to go, so you can just keep changing them, so you don't have to keep this over and over again. So come prepared for that. Then on the 25th we have super fun team meeting, and then our R&R is sponsored by Supreme Lending, and it's on 7. So hopefully it'll be really nice out there. Patio is awesome. So I think that'll be fun. Then also with Supreme Lending on Thursday, this is Zoom only. So please mark your calendars. You don't even have to drive. You can do this in your pajamas. But this is going to be a call with their condo expert. Did you want to speak at all to this, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be going over kind of the discussion topics really there. I don't know if it's gonna be open to Q&A. Yeah, there's gonna be Q&A section too. So like, we'll have kind of main points, but if you guys have some stuff that you're going through with condos or want to know more, that's gonna be a great time to question.
And that is Zoom. So make sure you go on and sign up for that so you can get the information to achieve doing that. So you do want to register for that. Oh, it's sold out. That is like, that's really cool. And also if you're a procrastinator like me, I'm also kind of sad. So first step, I would encourage like lots of people like Kevin and I were chatting this morning to go to First Step, right? Because it's free and you can see like what is Bold actually going to be about, right? And what did you equate to each class to monetary wise, Kevin?
$100.
Yeah, so $100 worth of free information to go and check it out. And since it's full, they're not going to be asking you to like still sign up, like you're not. There is a chance, however, we've heard that they might open up a second fold because there's some murmuring that people wanted to sign up but didn't sign up. So if that is you, come talk to Heather, Kami, myself. Let us know, because if for some reason they do get enough people, they might open up a second fold for our metro area. But this one is sold out, but I do encourage everyone to go check out First Step. And then these next 2 things are just kind of mark your calendar. So we are trying to put together quite a bit of free CE this fall, winter, spring, so that you guys can hopefully get a lot of your continuing ed throughout the year. This class is going to be hosted by Minnesota Housing, and they are going to cover all of their different programs. So come hear from them. It's free. It will be in person only. And this is also important. I will send out this information, but you do have to register, and there is a deadline. This is through Minnesota Housing. So you need to go on there. It's not I'm putting it in my calendar and I'm going to show up here. You do need to go on there and register. So I will be posting this on our Facebook page. I'll also be sending that out today so that you can go on and register. Part of their deal is that they also have to make it public, so people from outside of our organization can also come to it. So if you want to get this free CE, sign up, because once our room's full, like it's mark your calendars for October 24th for that. And then, how many people have their code of ethics that's expiring? And received an email recently? So, we are actually gonna host that class here. They are gonna come here on December 11th. So I went on their website today and actually their next two webinars are totally sold out. So like the next opportunity they have to take it through MAR is in November. But they're actually gonna come here and host it for us on December 11th. So if you need the code of ethics, come here on December 11th. Again, they're gonna send me this information here this week. I will send it out. You will also have to sign up through them to make sure that you are signed up for this class, even though it will be here, or you won't get the credit. If, let's say, you wanted the 2.5 CE credits but don't need the code of ethics, you could potentially come to this class. The way your continuing education works, however, is that if you're in your 2-year cycle and you take this class, but then you also need it next year for your requirement through the association, and you take it again because you have to, you're not gonna get credit next year, okay? So there are some things around that. If you have questions about like how your CE is accounted for and that kind of thing, you can come to me. But if you need this class, it's due in December. We will have it here on the 11th. Great. And then this is just since I got the table today, I thought I would just use it to say thank you because we have a number of agents who have joined our market center because they have gone through CaseSmart and have the opportunity to have some of that licensing cost covered for them, which is incredible. So I wanted to say thank you to all the agents who have sent me names of people, and now they are able to start this career and hopefully live their best life through real estate. If you know anybody who is looking to get into real estate, please continue to email me or call me. I do need their phone number and their email address just to initiate that conversation with them. But it's really exciting to see people have this kind of goal and then finish it and hopefully start with our market center. This also is true if you're talking to people outside our state, right? And they also want to join the real estate industry, maybe in North Carolina or Texas or wherever. Keller Williams has this program almost nationwide. So I can also put those contacts in touch with that contact in another state. They could, if they start with Keller Williams, then still be part of your profit share. So if you do talk to those people, but they're not in Minnesota, still feel free to share their contact information with me. I'm happy to set them up with whoever they need to have that conversation with. So now I'm gonna actually turn it back over to Kevin.
All right, this next spot we're gonna do is, nice job. Give her a hand again. And the next spot is a 11-minute video. So Eric Peterson, how many of you guys know the name Eric Peterson? Eric Peterson is one of the agents in, I almost said Butler, but he's in Otsego. And
He was here last week, right?
he was here last week. He did a CMA. We're going to take a portion of what he used with Steve Schluter's training on how we're doing pricing strategies with an agent or with a client, with a person at their table. We're going to go through that. It's 11 minutes long. Here's what I want you to think through. As he's teaching it, he's talking about us being in a seller's market. We're on a seller's market. We're in a seller's market. He gets together the video and he says, there's another way we would do it as a buyer's market. Same thing. What I want us to be able to do is we'll have like 5 minutes after this video is to process what would the adjustment be if we were doing it on the buy side, right? Using the same kind of tool, what would that be? Lydia, you ready? Yeah. All right, 11 minutes. Stay engaged. Take notes.
helping them make the best decision in their market, your market, for what they want to accomplish. So let's take a look at this. So typically in the past, when we used this, we would say to a seller, you know, there's three prices for every home. There's wholesale, there's market, and then there's premium. Now today we're in a completely different market and we got a new category. We're calling it Premium Plus. This is that off in the stratosphere price that people are up bidding some of these properties. One example in one of my own offices, $400,000 probably market value property listed for $450, closed for $618. Yeah, it was close to Apple and it was in the heart of a certain area, and yet that's the nature of some of our markets. And some of those markets, it's not the nature. And either way, this is a conversation that these are the factors that determine where we price it regardless of what the market is. But today we're going to keep the focus on the hyper silly market that many of you are in today. And so there's three prices, now four prices for every single home. And what determines where, Mr. and Ms. Seller, we're going to price yours today is the trend. And I will have drawn this right here this way. And we're either trending towards the seller's market or at a seller's market, which we are today. We're at the top. Or we're trending towards a buyer's market. And what we think about when we think about trend, there's also a risk element that comes into where we choose.
Remember those times, by the way?
Yes.
Gentlemen, it's all going up, it's all going up. At some point, it's gonna change. How many of you would say it's changed a little bit? Do you guys get, how many go into MLS every day? And you go, does everyone have your dashboard as your first page? What are you seeing on the dashboard that's different? It tells us, it's showing us that we were here and maybe somewhere we're trending in it towards this, right? What are some key things you can see on there that shows that proof on the dashboard?
Price reductions?
Okay, price reductions, that's a big one. Yep, it's right on there. It shows how many price reductions. Go ahead.
Expires and canceled. But also,
Canceled.
I like to look at, see how many of those are new construction, because sometimes there's quite a bit.
But sometimes, especially if you were lead generating during this period, right, you would see like, oh, they're just relisting a lot that they've had for a long time. They're just gonna be listed, right? But now we're starting to see actually some of those expires and more expires and canceled are pre-existing homes. So what does that tell us? If a pre-existing home is expired, what does that mean? It didn't sell, right? And why don't properties sell? What's that?
Price too high.
Price, okay, price, what else? Why else don't properties sell? Price, condition, right? Ultimately, always comes back to price, because at the right condition, any property will sell that, right? Days on market. What does days on market tell us?
Either not getting showings or if it's priced too high.
Right, it's probably telling us we're probably losing, the number of multiple offers that were here. Remember, we're gonna list your home on Thursday, by Sunday will be pending, right? Being able to say that pretty confidently, that's changed, right? If we're sitting down with the seller and the seller is deciding, I think, by the way, this line was market, right? Is that what you said? And the seller is saying, hey, last year I saw a house sell for 550. I think we should list at 575. What's your thought?
Let's take a look at the market. Market.
Okay, so since that time, that's really the last comp in the neighborhood. That's when something sold last time. And if I go out a mile, I see prices are days on market are staying on, let's say days on market's 35 days. It's 20, by the way, Wayzata Schools, I think yesterday we just looked at it. It went from 14 for all to 28 it's at now. Is that right? 14 to 28? Was it here yesterday? That's what I think we looked at yesterday, went to 28. What does that tell us if days on market are longer? Yeah, we might not be in the same spot where we have more sellers than the homes available, right? That's what makes us, more buyers than homes available. Go ahead.
Noticing a lot of houses that have a long days on market where they're still not doing price reduction. And you're thinking, well, the agents are still probably trying to push the price reduction, right? So you've got buyers that are sitting and there's no sense of urgency, but then I think you have sellers that have no sense of urgency. They're just like, no, that's my price. I'm not reducing it.
Yeah. So what would you say? What would you say to that, right? I'm at a spot, that's gonna take me on a different spot, but I'm at a spot where I've been on the market now for 2 weeks. And maybe I get one showing every week, maybe, but no offers. At first I had several showings, but now I'm in a spot where I had one showing this week, but nothing, and I don't have any requests. What does that look like? What conversation are you having with your seller at that point? Go ahead.
Well, I'd be looking to see if there's been any showings in that price point. So using showing time and looking at the reports, you can narrow it down even to a $5,000 price difference. And so if you know there's only 2 other listings that are priced at that same price point. And let's say you had 2 showings, but the total showings at that price point was 3. Well, you've gotten the majority of the showing. So I also think some people get rushed into making price reductions when I don't push a price reduction until 10 days on market.
10 days on market or what's the or what? How many showings and no offers? I always do 10 on 10, but
Same.
yeah, I go 10 days on showing or 10 showings and no offer. We know we missed the mark, right? We know that we gotta talk about a price reduction. How would you use this tool? Someone use this tool to have this conversation with your client about selling a house. Okay, someone walk through this with me. Where are we at on here, you think?
To lower.
Okay, help me understand, Billy. Why do you say middle to lower?
Because our inventory is growing, our days on market is growing, and our pendings are pulling down.
Right. Is it a horrible time to sell a house? Absolutely not, right? Why not?
Because homes are still selling, you just gotta make sure that you price them well and prepare them properly.
Right. So one of the things we don't want to do when we're doing this spot is scare that person across the table so much that they go, I should not sell this house, right? Because the truth is, homes are still selling. And we just want to make sure that we notice, we're not way down here, but we're probably trending, we're looking at all those things, trending down that way, right? So Billy, let's say last time we saw, let's go 6 months ago, so 180 days. We're gonna stick with that 5. We saw one sell for 500. We saw one sell for 475. We have something in here at about 502, weird stuff. 450. And there's some pendings on here. Pending was listed at 500. It spent the days on market at 36. We have one that was at 475. That's pending. It's still on the market at about 7 days. We have one here that's still active. It's 525. Been on the market for 67 days. Those are the kind of the comps that how do we have a conversation around that?
I would look at each one of those specifically and kind of, I'd probably, generally they're in the 500 to 520 or 500-ish, give or take a little bit price point. Then I would look at all of our actives and say, okay, how do we put ourselves in the number 1 position to be the best one out of the group? So you got to look at all the features, benefit to your subject, and price it probably slightly better than the best other second best comp we got.
Gotcha. So why, say that again, you said something. Why is it important to look at our currently actives?
That's the market that we're in right now. That's what we're competing against. So that's where the other buyers are going to be looking, and that's what their sense of the market is going to be too. So we have to they'll look at comps as well, sold comps, but we're going to look at the actives.
And you said something. Where do you want to position yourself in the actives?
Best one of the actives.
You want to be the best home at that price point of the
Less sales right now because there's less pending, like I mentioned. And so we can't afford to be the second or third best. We got to be the best.
Someone use this tool. We're going to look at a property. It's good property. But there are a couple things that are going on. One, the carpet is just not great. There's some things that the appliances are older. There's nothing really major, but windows are in good condition. But it needs some paint. How do you have a conversation around that? Around price with that stuff. One of the cards was, I'm not going to fix anything before I list, right? I'm not gonna do any changes to it. How would you have a conversation around pricing if that was the answer?
I would make sure if they have the ability to even do the updates. And they just don't have the time or the money to even want to consider it.
Okay. So you mean, do they have the option even to do
They have
that?
the option. Yeah.
Okay, let's say they they don't have an option, then how do you price that property?
Well, I would, tell them that, first I tried everything I could to see if we could get that improvement done, because I would usually think that's the best bet. But if they can't, then I would say, well, we have to price it in a way that is attractive to the buyers that want to pay for the property. So if we think it's gonna cost us $5,000 to paint, and if we think the carpet's gonna cost $5,000 to replace, the buyers are gonna elevate that cost in their mind because they're thinking about the time and the energy and the type of products they wanna put in there. So if we're thinking $10,000 a real cost, we probably have to at least double that in a price reduction.
So here's where we're at on market. We think we're right about here. However, if we're looking at a condition and we're comparing this one, we're seeing some things that were not there. So now we gotta come down, right? Does everyone see how if you use a tool like this, helping them understand the pricing, it's much better than them thinking their home's at 5 and you're gonna tell them to sell for 470. If they understand the why and how we got to that, and that's why that's what this piece of the tool is let's understand the market, what's happening in the market, where's the trend, and then also let's talk about you as an individual and your home as an individual, because those go into price as well. So in the same way, if we looked at all the pieces where we're doing our comparables, but their stuff, your clients actually have done a great job on some of the updates. They did all the right ones because you brought a stager that told them what to do. Then you can move that up still, right? If the condition is right, if it's not quite a seller's market, so maybe you're coming in here, but all this stuff's still going on, then you can kind of get closer to the market spot because we want to be that differentiator. We still want to be the best home on the market at the time. But that's how a tool is helpful. And what happens if you use a tool like this with your clients for pricing?
It sounds less like an argument, like that you're trying to like what you said, so you gotta get on their side and be their advocate. When you have a tool like this, you're more likely to play it as a team rather than going back against them.
So now we're on the same side of the table making the decision of where we're gonna list this price, right? What happens when it doesn't sell? Right. Hey, we've been on for a little while. We thought, remember, we talked about where we think the marketing price is. We must still be a little bit high. Here's the new information. If we look at the using the showing time data, why we might be short on showing. And actually, if we reduce it only by this amount, we see the showings go way up, how that could be a piece of information. And then we can bring it back. What happens if we tell them a price and then it didn't sell? Then it's our fault, right? That's right. So that is the tool Steve Schluter uses. That is what Eric Peterson is doing. And it's really simple to write 2 lines on a pad and come up with a price together. Tony.
I was just gonna say, I don't know that I heard that much in the video about this or in the discussion so far, so correct me if I'm wrong, or it's been mentioned, but tools like this can be amazing and you can use it perfectly and it can be absolutely textbook. And then we have to remember we're working with people, and their motivation can change, and uncovering their motivation can be really difficult. Sometimes they don't really know. Sometimes things that are these other variables like job situation, relationship, all these other things play, and their motivation can change. Like I had a seller recently that like, oh, this is slam dunk. This guy is doing non-refundable earnest money in his purchase. It's going to be a contingent offer, no big deal. And then he rewinds all of it and says, yeah, I'm not going to do non-refundable earnest money, and then I'm not going to reduce the price. Yeah, like market is changing like right underneath our feet. Right. Like the last couple of months, it's been a fairly dramatic kind of rewind and shift, and all of a sudden the behavior is very different. And like in markets like these, we also have buyers that are way ahead of where they think it's going to go. And we have sellers that are way behind, we're hanging on to what it once was. So that disconnect, when we're in a time like this, if they're 6 or 8 months off of the timeline, you know, buyer versus seller, it can make it really difficult to get some deals to come together, to get some people to act. So that's interesting. Tools are awesome. Use them, make it happen, but just remember, we still really need to understand motivation in people and what's driving their decision and how committed to the process are they.
100%. Let's give Tony a hand for that reminder. I saw Bethany, I was gonna end the team meeting, but I saw Bethany's hand as well, so Bethany, go ahead.
Stat I just recently heard is that of all the mortgages this year, and actually Jack, you could say if on par or not, but nationwide mortgages, 40% of them are actually new home purchases, which means 60% are refis or home equity lines of credit. And I think that's something that we need to think about, because if people are refinancing in an economy like we're in right now, they're in financial pain. Like, they are pulling equity out of their homes, and I've had 2 buyers where we now have to go FHA because they've made some not great decisions with their money in the last couple of months. And so, to Tony's point, like, it's goofy out there, and so be aware that a lot of people, I think, are in more financial pain than they're willing to expose right away.
The next couple months, it's gonna get tuned up.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Even as you were listening to Schluter talk about his stuff, you could go back and go, oh, if we would have known then what we, like, always if we look back hindsight, right? It's really good. Things are different. We're gonna find out what our rate's gonna be today at 2 o'clock. If you wanna watch, see that. That might be a call that you can make today, helping people just see where their interest might be. Remind me of the rate at which we would move. All those kind of things are kind of conversation. People are talking about it, right? We know people are taking on more consumer debt than they have in a long, long time, right? I think Bethany's 100%. People are probably hurting more than we know. I forget the number, so I'm not going to say it, but if someone else remembers the number, blank percentage, which is a huge percentage, have equity in their home current, right?
Over
80. Is it 80? Over 80?
Over 80.
And there's certain percent that they're 50, and we had the slides, I just don't remember, have over 50% equity in their home. And so in a time where they're questioning things, not every home is a move up home, right? Maybe someone took on something that was bigger or more expensive than is actually wise for them to be in this spot. So to be able to talk to someone, not just about finding exciting, how do we get you into the right space for your life, right? All right, see you later.
Kevin.